At this time, we're on your side with a consumer alert about your retirement. Are you prepared for retirement? Developing a plan sooner than later? Well, it could save you a headache when the day comes. Experts say no one should rely on Social Security as their primary source of income in retirement. As retirees start living longer, they have to find other ways to make their money last longer.
A lot of people have a plan for 20, 30 years after their retirement years. So there's a lot of people saying, maybe my folks didn't live to be 85, but I might. And how do I make the money last all throughout my lifetime?
Experts say the key to a good retirement plan includes a mix of options. For example, Social Security, a personal savings account, and investment. Speaking of that, now on Bounce, we want to help you kickstart your retirement savings this week.
Yeah, Rhondale Haywood is a retirement specialist with PNC Financial Services Group. So, first of all, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
And I guess right off the bat, the biggest question you probably get is how much money do I need to retire? I guess it's individually based, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's no magic formula to it, but consider this. If you spend more money during the weekend than you do during the week, then you probably need a little more than you think.
Okay.
That's good. I can go with that.
Yeah, no, and I think people underestimate that, especially when you're used to having a certain lifestyle and you want to be able to keep that going into retirement.
Exactly right. The most important thing is put a plan together, and I tell people all the time, just because you don't have Oprah money doesn't mean you don't need a plan. It's important to think about how much you spend, what your resources are. You mentioned Social Security, that's important. What about pensions? What about passive income, like real estate and things like that? And then look at your investments and find an expert to help you think about what's a realistic amount of money that you can take from that pool of money without it disappearing overnight, if you will.
Now, if there are folks who are sitting at home sort of baffled by all of this, how can they kickstart their retirement savings this week?
Well, with investing, time is your friend. What's interesting, if you think about investing $10 a week for 40 years, sounds like a long period of time, but that's why you want to start early. Just at 5%, it grows to $66,000. Without any interest, it's only $20,000. So get start early and do it often.
And is there ever a time when it's too late? Let's say at my age, I won't even go where that is. We don't have to. But let's just say at my age.
He's in the summer of his life.
There you go. I haven't done anything. I'm close to 50. Is it too late to start? And how do you go about that?
It's never too late to start. I tell people all the time, take advantage of your company match. It's free money. If I wanted to hand you a $100 bill, you would not say, no, thanks, keep that. You would absolutely take that.
Right.
Same thing with the company match. Fully fund all of your retirement plans at work. Take advantage of IRAs, Roth IRAs, whatever you can.
What about people worried about the IRAs, the money in banks or whatever the case? Well, I will tell you, there's some people out there that say, I don't want to deal with institutions because I think, this may happen, I may lose my money. So, what about those people who just want to take the money and put it in a little thing in their closet, so to speak?
Exactly, particularly after the stock market crash of 2008. That's the main reason why people are feeling like they're behind. 53% of people we surveyed feel like they don't have enough money for retirement. Right. And they've missed the stock markets, the growth for the past 5 years. That's why the mix between stocks, bonds, cash, and other types of investments is important, because you can put together a strategy that can weather all kinds of economic storms.
And I think also, like for me, I'm a little bit younger than Dee, and
she
I
points
tend
that
to
out all
be
the time,
more,
by the way, just to let you know.
Well,
my wife is older too. I let her know about it.
Instant. It's not a cheap shot.
No, I understand.
Okay.
No, I'm playing.
The rest of the time it is, Rhondale.
That's right.
But so I have a little bit more time, so I can afford to be maybe a little bit more aggressive with some of my investments and a little bit safe with the others. I mean, I have an automatic increase every year in a certain month. Yeah. It kicks up, and I just learned to live without it because, again, it's pre-tax, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
yes. So should I do a little bit more aggressive investments because time is maybe more on my side a little bit?
So two things you said I wanted to point out. One, I've heard the saying, and PNC tells this to his clients as well, save until it hurts. If you can't feel it, you're probably not saving enough. In terms of how you should be invested, no, I agree. The longer time that you have, the longer time you have to recover. Even from the stock market crash of 2008, the stock market is up over 150% since the crash. Wow. So if you were fully invested, you made back every dollar you lost plus some.
Now that is an interesting
That is very
point.
interesting. And let me say this, from the people that I work with, I've heard the term buckets.
Yes.
The buckets are a little money here, a little bit of money. They don't put it all in one basket.
That's right. Not real buckets, though.
I got you. Okay.
We want to categorize the money. That's right. And we
I
certainly
can
do
see
that.
me literally putting in buckets.
We
you know me,
can.
right? Yeah,
So
there you
thanks
go.
for pointing that out,
I'll tell you a quick story of one client we work with. Just had a nest egg saved up. Client looks at me in the eye and says, Rhondale, I don't want to work another day of my life. So we had our goal in place, and we did exactly that. We put together a bucket strategy. Here's your 12 to 18 months of living expenses, which should be in cash and near cash equivalents, because things can get rocky.
Right.
And then a little further out, we got a little more aggressive. And then the big bucket, which feeds the other two, we made it a lot more aggressive. So maybe closer to 50 or 60% in equity or stock investments.
Wow. All right. Well,
But the important thing is to get started.
Yes.
Yeah.
It started yesterday.
And one other thing I want to point out, because I have seen this with younger people, taking money out of your 401k
Yes.
because you say, "Oh, I've got time
never a
to
good
make
idea,
it up."
right?
You don't
Why
want to do
is
that.
that so ill-advised?
It's kind of like you plug your appliances out of the wall. If they don't have the electricity, they can't grow. The best thing a dollar can do for you is to go make 2 or 3 more friends just like it.
Okay.
And they can't do that if they're not invested.
I like that. I like that analogy.
You got some good analogies.
Yeah,
I like that.
thank you, Rhondale.
Good, my
Haywood,
pleasure.
PNC Financial Services, coming by tonight to give us some real gems of information.
For more information about your retirement, it's located at our financial services group, Pete Monroe, in Charlotte. The number is 704-571-0626. Rhondale, thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh, certainly my pleasure.